Hey guys, we're going to do a toolbox tour tonight. Used to work on a lot of European and Japanese cars, some American cars, but mostly European. Moved into this box last winter. Came from I sold my classic 96, I think I was like 72 or 73 inches, and I never had any top boxes or anything. I worked at Lowe's for a while, so I scored these two Cobalt top boxes. I actually really like the Cobalt stuff, but I've got plenty of Snap-on. I've got a few things Mac. The only guy we had that came to the shop I worked at for 4 years was a Snap-on guy. I really didn't get along with him, so I only bought really what I needed. Working at Lowe's, I did score some serious deals on some Cobalt stuff, but I am not brand loyal by any means. All I really like is quality. So let's get into it. The first thing we'll look at is this left side top box. Just got some random wiring and gloves, you know, the little giveaways, the bottle opener, you know, just the cool stuff you get from the Snap-on guy. This is all my electrical tools. These right here, absolutely amazing. Go-tos as well. I got these actually when I was in school for doing electrical. They're right there's what brand those are. Nice little voltmeter, test light, 2 flukes. I actually grab this one more than anything anymore. These little torches are pretty cool. You can get these at Lowe's every now and again. They get like side stacks, wire strippers, nice set of Kleins. I actually use those more in the house than anything. But these right here, worth every penny, especially for just trailer wiring, things like that. Next drawer down, a lot of electrical parts. I don't like using these anymore, but I have them. If I have to do any crimp style connections, I typically use these now. I got these, I think, on Summit's website. A couple different sizes. Just uninsulated connectors there. Some lights, stuff to test with. I mostly do a lot of my own work now. I do have a race car, so we can maybe tour the trailer one day. These are some of my bigger wrenches, some of the more specialty stuff. I bought these before any of the ratcheting ones came out. I wish I had the ratcheting now, but I used this one and this one a lot on Hondas, Volkswagens a little bit, but mostly Hondas on the timing belts. They're really nice. These are actually unopened. I think I picked these up a week before I quit at the shop. Old American-made Craftsman stuff. This was for BMWs, doing starters on them. It's the eTorx. I had my Snap-on guy special order me that. These are nice for hard to reach batteries and stuff. They're actually like a spline drive, if I believe. I think I found this in a car, but it is Snap-on. This was for doing head bolts on BMWs, eTorx. Hope I never have to use that again. These are all standard wrenches, very broken sets, a lot of Cobalt, a lot of Craftsman. Kind of cool here. I actually found this at Lowe's when I was kind of in the merchandising, but take a look at what that says right there. USA. I think Williams used to make tools for Cobalt, if I'm not mistaken, the research I've done. I've never really had a problem. I'd find gear wrench stuff from time to time in cars. Bonnie wrenches, if I ever come across a set, I would definitely buy a full set. They're awesome. My old boss used to have a set of those. I think I found that one at a flea market, I believe. More of my standard wrenches. The old Craftsman Professional wrenches from Sears. They're a little big on the head, but they are actually really tough wrenches, comfortable, they don't hurt your hands. Got my Snap-on 22, I use that a lot. A lot of times I would buy like singles from the Snap-on guy. Stuff that I used a lot, and I'd break a Craftsman or whatever I had. Here's another Bonnie I think I found with the other one in the drawer above. These all came out of a set that was a Christmas deal around Black Friday a couple years ago. Some Cobalt ratcheting that I just found here and there. Deals, things like that. To the next box, this is more of just bits, safety stuff. Pair of like torch cutting goggles, markers, air shim, lockouts and stuff, nothing crazy. Sawzall blades. Considering I'm in a home shop now, I don't have to have all my tools locked up in my box, so I have stuff hanging on the wall and stuff. I do have my chargers, Milwaukee charger, DeWalt charger. A lot of my homeowner tools, I guess you could say, are DeWalt, but I do have some of the Milwaukee and a lot of the Snap-on 14.4 stuff. This one here says caution because I have my feeler gauges in a bath of oil here. I think one's a Blue Point, KD, Craftsman, whatever. Random drill bits, big stuff I've bought from time to time. Just oddball stuff. Measuring tools, drill bit size gauge, nothing crazy. Bolt size gauge, that's a digital level. Some of my smaller stuff, picks, scribes, centering punch, a little deburring tool, a little junk Blue Point magnet. This is for the wire gauge drill bits, wee tiny little stuff. Some emery cloth, some older shit I don't use. This is mostly what's used in here. This just a cheap little digital caliper, if I can get it open. And I actually like the little printout they give with you. Just kind of a little size reference on the decimals, so you're not sitting with your phone out. But nothing crazy, cheap, it works for what we're doing. Next drawer down, all my Torx, Allen. These are all right, nothing crazy for T-handle. I don't like using them. If I'm grabbing anything Torx, it's primarily these. You work on Volkswagens, Audis, Mercedes, go buy these at Advance or wherever you can get them. These are Cobalt, nothing special. I think I got them really cheap, that's why I have them. These are gear wrench. These are gear wrench. These are the big hex. I think I bought these when I started breaking Subaru blocks in two, change cranks and stuff. You got to have one of the bigger sizes for the piston pin retainers. Triple squares. The boss I used to work for, he had a really nice set of triple squares. I don't plan on ever working on Volkswagens again, so not gonna buy any special sockets for it. Some oddballs I've accumulated. These are really good if you're working on anything European, tight spaces. You can pound these into a crank pulley on Volkswagens to do timing belts on the old 2 liters. Nothing crazy. Those are Snap-on. I really do like those. Kind of plumbing, fuel lines, soldering, helicoils, Loctite. These are actually really good. These were Craftsman from Sears, not Lowe's. The Tekton line wrenches before Tekton was really known about. I think I bought those on eBay, full set. Some O-rings for a truck. Snap-on standard line wrenches. I got random SK. Brake line flaring tool. A little tubing cutter, benders. Nothing special. Another bender you can shove the line into. Helps you form it without kinking it. So on to the bottom box. US General. I think this is, what is this, about 5 foot wide. Nothing special, which they've actually gone up about $200. The only thing I don't like, my Classic had the grid where you could just grab it anywhere and slide over. These ones here, you have to get the button. I did do the tool grid. I've got a little bit of everything. I bought the big set of the Cobalt Impacts. Never really used them a ton because I had this Snap-on mid-deep for lug nuts and stuff. I just cleaned these all up for the winter. I'm in an uninsulated garage right now. A little flip socket, I haven't used this yet, Cobalt. Some adapters and wobbles. These are all Craftsman, nothing special. Working on what I worked on, it was mostly 3/8 and quarter, so I do have quality where I need it. Craftsman, I actually like this. This was from Sears. Nothing special, never blew it out. I got a rebuild kit coming for this old girl. She's in kind of sad shape. She's been abused heavily, but has held up. I've had to rebuild it twice. These are Sunex, I believe, 3/8 drive metric impacts. They were always my go-to with using air tools or cordless. This metric set from, looks like 6 up to, I want to believe 19, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 19. That's Snap-on. Well used. These are both Craftsman and 6 and 12 point shallows. These are all Craftsman. Got me a little Snap-on 3/8, but in the 1/4 inch frame. These are really handy, especially on a lot of the newer cars. This came out of the same set here. This thing has been used and abused, beat on with a hammer. You know the drill, doing brakes and stuff. Picked this up at a flea market. I got a rebuild kit coming for it as well. It's just got one tooth that's been sheared off, but it's still usable the other direction. Little Snap-on 5/16 quarter, good for battery terminals and stuff. Adapters, a lot of these are actually Cobalt Craftsman. A lot of, what are these? These are Toughmaster. I want to say these kind of pipe fitting sockets are Craftsman. Yeah, these are the Toughmaster. This came out of some random set I got at a flea market. I don't know that I've ever used them. Doesn't appear to be. These are Cobalt. Those came out of a set. E-Torx. I believe these may be Sunex, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Full focus. Made in USA. They've gotten their use on BMWs and Mercedes. Craftsman 1/4 inch drive, standard. Both Snap-on. I do need to order a new 10mm. I just threw a Craftsman in there for now, but these are both Snap-on. These got used more than anything. Snap-on, Craftsman. These are Snap-on. These are indispensable. I love these little things. Little wobble sockets. Mostly 8 and 10mm. Sometimes the 13. 2 wobbles. All of my extensions here are all Snap-on. There may be one Cobalt or Craftsman in there. No, that's old Snap-on there. I've had a few extensions break over the years, and I will only buy quality when it comes to extensions, unless they come in a set. Moving on down, more tool grid. Nothing crazy, just a standard set of screwdrivers. I did get this separate, the little ratcheting guy. Never really used it a whole lot, here and there on electronics and stuff. That came from a flea market. I actually like that handle a lot. I know a lot of other people do as well. Torx, they came out of Lowe's. These came from Lowe's when they were bringing Craftsman in, all the clearance stuff. My big Snap-on pry bars, those are awesome, and I will not be replacing them as they break because I don't like their new handles. Trim tools, this little Weehaw kit, or Weeha, however you say it. This is actually pretty slick. Little driver kit. I think they're made in Poland, if I'm not mistaken. I'm Polish, so I had to buy it. Little Blue Point bit kit, nothing crazy. You run of the mill, nothing special. Fender liner, screwdrivers. Moving on down, plier drawer. A lot of my stuff's pretty well abused, but that's the name of the game. A lot of Cobalt, Irwin. These are all Knipex. These are kind of my go-tos now. Not a fan of these needle nose. They're kind of, I've broken a pair already. They're just kind of thin up through here and they flex a lot, but I mean, user error a lot of times. Their Cobras are nice. I need to get some of the bigger pairs. This is a Snap-on. This came from a flea market as well. These are old. I don't know what year they are. I'd have to look it up, but Cobalt. Oh, these are probably Irwin or something. Yeah, Irwin. Vice grips, tie wire, some brake tools up in here, sheet metal stuff, seat clamp, big 460, crescent, or channel locks, I mean, some old Cobalt junk. Nothing special. If you're going to be working on anything European, you've got to get a set of these remote hose clamp pliers. They don't have to be nothing super high quality. Save your money. Replace them if they break. This is kind of like a little bit of everything here. Hammers, nothing crazy. A lot of Harbor Freight, Lowe's, big rivet gun, 2 other little ones. They're all the same. I don't care what brand you buy. Hole saws, I always just buy them as I need them. I got some bigger ones from doing some fender exit headers, wire wheels, whiz wheels, flap discs, guards. Oh, I got a tire spoon in there. Try not to use that. Some more tool grid. This is all my bigger stuff. Extras, kind of. I bought these. I liked them at first. Handle spins on them. Not a fan. And they have too much kind of what I would call back drag. So like when you've got the fastener loose and you want to zing it off, you know, it doesn't. It's just not real smooth. I do like them. Little Snap-on guy used to use all the time. Cobalts, part store stuff. That's Mastercraft or something. Extra extensions. These are probably empty. They are. Bear with me here. Yeah, they're just empty from some of them ones up top. Speed handle, big long extensions, some metric crow's feet. Those are actually Cobalt. This is just a Craftsman breaker bar. This is a Cobalt breaker bar, but take a look at this. Check out the date mark. And made in USA. I think I scored that on eBay. This is another 3/4 inch Cobalt breaker bar. You don't see these very often. They were actually a special order return a few years ago when I worked at Lowe's. Boss man at the old job used to have a good tech angle, so I just have a little cheapie. He always just had us use it. When I got that 3/4 inch breaker bar, I got an extension and some sockets with it. A lot of these are Napa, Mac, Snap-on, just as I've accumulated them. I'll see them at yard sales, stuff like that. These right here, best money you can spend. This is actually a Blue Point kit for, I always used them on lug nuts. Get the Mercedes junk in. But they're awesome. Best $100 and some you can spend. How they're probably more expensive now. I've had them for close to 10 years. But I always just bought stuff when I needed it. A lot of things, you know, some of the ratchets and stuff didn't really need, but you get a good deal on them. Down here is kind of my catch-all for kits and oddball. I got some, that's for doing Honda timing belts, pullers, Pitman arm puller, some priming tools for small block Ford and Chevy. Old rigid pipe wrench I need to get dipped and cleaned up. Oil filter wrenches, Lang leak down test tool. This is actually a really good, I think I got this up at Summit last year, but it's actually a really nice kit. I've used it once or twice. I have a love-hate relationship with the blow mold cases. This big one down here is for doing wheel bearings and ball joints. It's like a big complete set, one or the other. I can't remember anymore. I try not to do that kind of work. cotter pins, clips, little tap and die set, just standard stuff. Pulley puller, temperature gun, little infrared gun, nothing crazy. That was one of those buys I wasted money on. This, as a new tech, is the best money you can spend. Is there a model number? Yeah, PB54B. Buy it. It's expensive, but buy it. You will use the crap out of it. A little first aid kit came out of a Honda Goldwing. Let's see, get these back in here in the right order so I can close the drawer. Another harmonic balancer puller, nothing crazy. Just a backup flaring kit, a four-wheeler from nothing special. Then we'll go over to this side here, the drawer everybody likes. Buy one every time. And this little guy right here, what is this, the 661. I like that it locks the bit in place. I always just, a lot of times I'd have those long gear wrench Torx on this, doing interior work. Rocker switch is awesome. You can chuck it down. I actually ran all my tool grid screws in with this. That was a long day. Tape measures, coast lights, flashlight. I got some batteries on charge right now. Flashlights, this is one of them little cheapas, little promo deal. Nice flashlight, but it also has the, I don't know, black light or whatever. I found one leak with it and paid for itself. Old flashlight, nothing crazy. I think I bought all this in a big kit. Maybe this separate, but this all came in a kit with a charger and some batteries. Never really used this a whole lot for a while, but I started using it recently. Working on an old truck, so everything's kind of getting used now. It's kind of been sitting dormant for a while. Working on down, just kind of spark plug sockets, old vacuum gauge stuff, kind of air tool geared stuff, regulators, pressure gauge for an air compressor, nothing crazy. A lot of this stuff, Cobalt, you're seeing in here, it all came from Lowe's, obviously, but that was back when they were getting rid of a lot of the Cobalt stuff when they were bringing Craftsman in. So they were marking stuff down like 90%. So I filled a buggy up that day. Just right place at the right time. These little hockey stick looking picks, they're good for if you're dealing with rebuilding hydraulic cylinders, and I used them a lot doing rack and pinion rebuilds. Punches and chisels, got my snap ring pliers. I got the Proto set there if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Impact driver, there's bits somewhere in this box for them. Mirror, nothing crazy. These are good for hanging brake rotors and stuff. I just grab them at the store whenever I need them. More Lowe's junk. I think I paid $1 a pack for these. Made in USA Stanley blades. Why not? Scrapers, knives, utility knives, whatever. And got the big boy Milwaukee, a couple air tools. Never really used a whole lot of air. I kind of came into it when the bad boy Milwaukee was just coming out. A few years ago, and the big Snap-on guy. A few extra batteries. I got an 8 or 9 amp hour battery for it too, yeah. And then the 2 5 amp hours. This drawer's kind of empty, but I don't really like keeping all my DeWalt stuff in here because I use it more in the house doing remodeling projects and stuff. So, like usually I just have a drill and a grinder in here, you know the deal, just random stuff. Tub of towels are good too for keeping this stuff clean. But that's my box. I'm Just been cleaning everything up to fare the damp winter here in Ohio. If you guys want to see the trailer tour, we can do that. We can do a full shop tour. Finally have my own space, little shop to mess around in and work on projects. But let me know what you guys think. Thanks.